Forum today being brought to you by the good folks at Hospitality Wireless, Sunshine Cleaning and Restoration, Holiday Cruises and Tours, Banner Payson Medical Center, George Henry Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Asher Service Cleaning and Tree Service, and the Dana Law Group. Well, it's Friday morning. It's 5 minutes past 9 o'clock. It's 47 degrees, and you guessed it, it's Friday, so that means it's time for your hometown movie guys. Tina, Craig, and Andy with us in the studio, telling you everything you ever wanted to know about movies and one whole heck of a lot more right here on KMOG. So, movie guys, how y'all doing this morning?
Swell.
Swell, in a word.
Cold.
Cold, in another word. And
All good.
all good, in two other words.
Yeah,
And-
nobody's grumpy.
And you brought your Aloha friend with you again
She
this morning.
is still aloha with me.
Ah.
My friend Robin.
And Robin, how long is Robin going to be in town?
She leaves Monday morning,
Well, if you
sadly.
had to come by for one more dose of hometown movie guy frivolity at the KMOG studios.
That's right.
Now, is your husband going to be calling in today?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll find out. We enjoyed having him call in from Hawaii last week. And anyway, this morning on Rim Country Forum, we had a lot going on at the Sawmill Theaters. And you know, Craig, one of the things that you were saying before we started this morning is that you go from that time of the year where there's not a lot of new product or new movies coming into, there's going to be a whole boatload of it here pretty quick.
Well, you know, Hollywood follows the trends, and you know, with the holidays coming up, they're starting to kick out movies. So,
Right?
2 new movies this week, and then 4 next Friday.
Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of that time of the season.
And the one of the new movies this week is Terminator: Dark Fate. Sarah Connor and a hybrid cyborg human must protect a young girl from a newly modified liquid Terminator from the future. Now, this is rated R. It plays at 1, 4, and 7. I've seen the trailer for this. It looks like you know, the Terminator, but everyone's just a little bit older.
Well, yeah, they're bringing back some people. You know, Linda Hamilton's in this one,
Right.
and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Both from the original.
Right. And and the next one after this is Terminator in need of lube oil and filter.
Terminator in need of
This is
Geritol.
right.
This is the 5th one.
Do they still make Geritol?
I have no idea. I don't think so,
If
because
so,
it was an
I-
iron product, and I think there's, you know, a lot
Oh.
of conflict about
Oh.
too much iron.
So now it's okay to have iron poor blood?
Well, people who are past menopause, and that would be, you know, I'm trying to be gender neutral here.
Ah.
You know, so males and females and other who are past menopause are supposedly not supposed to take too much iron.
Ah,
Yeah.
who knew?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I thought it made people more magnetic. But at
If
any
you don't
rate-
like that, wait till next week.
yeah, wait till next week. We'll find out that
Really, somebody
it's
will
good
call
for
it.
you or something. Anyway, the other movie that's starting today is Arctic Dogs.
Don't be in such a hurry, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah,
Well, that's
really.
right. We have to talk to Andy too. I forgot.
This is
Ask
this is a
Andy.
Terminator movie. This is a big deal.
And
You can't just blow it off and then start talking about some kids movie.
Castigate him, castigate him.
Shame on you.
Yes,
Been
shame,
chastised.
shame.
All right. So, how many gazillion of dollars did they spend to make this Terminator movie?
$185 million.
That's a pretty good budget.
Oh yeah, this is a big
Deal.
deal. Yeah, exactly. And the director is a guy named Tim Miller,
Yeah.
who directed Deadpool.
Oh, okay. So this isn't the one that has done the other Terminator movies then?
No.
Oh, in a word, no. Okay, so that's
Oh,
interesting.
So they spent a huge amount of money on this thing.
Well, if Deadpool, if he was the one that did Deadpool, is there going to be humor in this one then?
Oh, I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
Remember when, I can't remember what movie it was, but Schwarzenegger took a bad guy and threw him over a cliff up in the Hollywood Hills, and somebody asked him, says, "Hey, where'd that bad guy go?" And Arnold said, "I let him go."
And I told you I'll be back.
He won't be back.
Yeah, he won't be back. So I'm sure there's going to be that kind of stuff too, but
Do we know what the
really spectacular visuals in this.
Really?
The Terminators, the latest model of Terminator, you know, you blow them up and you shoot them, and you just kind of the nanotechnology, and it kind of scooshes back together and come back good as new.
Right. And now, how many Terminator movies have they made?
This is number 6.
Number 6. Well,
Yeah.
well, there's got to be a reason they keep making them. Obviously, they're generating money.
Yeah, people keep coming to see them, and they're going to have a lot of people coming to see this one.
Yeah, and before we have a caller in line, but before we take that, and please stay with us.
Before we
caller.
lose this caller?
Yeah, before we take that call, though, I got to find out when it comes to this Terminator Dark Fate, the 6th iteration. Have the critics given thumbs up, down, in between, or anything on this yet?
I never read the work of other critics until after I've seen the movie.
Because you're critical enough on your own. You don't want to be
No,
tainted.
I don't want to be tainted.
All right.
Above average reviews.
Above
Yeah,
average.
it's slightly above average, yes.
Well, and every one of the other ones, though, has been a big hit, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah, well, this is a huge franchise. Made quite a bit of money, and that's why they keep making them.
yeah, it makes sense. Hey, we got a caller on the line. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Thanks for waiting, I hope. Yeah, I hate it when you have no of that. I did hear about that last night, and again, cell phone, landline, and cable TV went out for those that were on cable. It was, and when all three of those go out, it's usually a CenturyLink problem. They have the fiber optic cable that actually comes to Payson up out of the Verde Valley, and I checked with CenturyLink this morning online, and they don't have any information yet. But I know there was a lot of people. It went out about 4:15 yesterday. Was out until about 8 p.m. last night. And I think the folks at Native Grill and Wings, because they had satellite television, were pretty happy because everybody was heading over there to watch the Cardinals game last night. But we don't have the actual reason for the outage yet, but we'll try and get that and get it on the air for you just as quickly as we can. I'm sure one of the first things that's going to come up again is some squirrel ate through the fiber
I was gonna
optic
say
cable.
squirrel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I never believed the first time that they said that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just me.
Well, I know that the city fathers here in Rim Country have been working awfully hard at getting redundancy so that this kind of stuff will not happen anymore.
Yeah.
At least not happen as regularly as it seems to happen now.
And that'll keep the city mothers happy.
Thank you so much.
That's what I'm here for, I knew there was a reason. All right, so now, we've talked about, have we mentioned everything we need to about Terminator now, Andy? Am I allowed to go on, or?
I think we can move on, but this is definitely the new movie to see this week. Right? I mean, it's going to be a huge thing.
So this has anyone here seen this yet? Or, I mean, is today the day that everyone gets a chance to see it?
Yeah, just opening up.
Just opening up today. All right, and Andy, I'm assuming that this is one of your stopping spots today.
Yeah, I'll be seeing it my very first opportunity this afternoon.
Ah, all right. So, and again, the Terminator Dark Fate plays at 1, 4, and 7. I guess none of these are in 3D?
No, still Maleficent 3D.
Oh, okay. And speaking of Maleficent, you're also having a special showing of that tomorrow morning for the kids for just $5.
$5, yes, and that's going to help out the school.
Yeah, and at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning?
10 a.m., yes.
All right. But the rest of the time, you can see it playing Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. A formidable queen causes a rift between Maleficent and Princess Aurora. It plays at 1, 4, and 7, and 4 o'clock it plays in 3D. So there you go. Now the other movie that's starting today, as I began to mention earlier, is Arctic Dogs. This is an animated movie. Kids are going to love it. It's rated PG. Swifty, an Arctic fox, dreams of becoming a top dog, so he secretly delivers a mysterious package. So if you like chili dogs, Arctic Dogs is for you. It doesn't get any better, folks. I'm sorry. So what do we know about this one so far?
Great cast on it.
Really? I mean, who's doing the voice work?
Jeremy Renner
Yeah?
is the main voice on that. Yeah, from most people know him as Hawkeye from the Avengers.
Oh, right.
Angelica Houston's in it. James
Angelica Houston.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah. It looks pretty good. We haven't seen any reviews on this one yet, but another good one for the kids, kind of going into the holidays.
Very cool.
We see that every year with when the holidays come around, the number of kids movies kind of kicks up too.
And what production company came up with this one?
Oh, I think this is Entertainment Studios.
Oh, okay.
Don't
So
don't quote me on that.
this
one.
isn't part of a franchise where, we've seen.
No.
six of these
This is
before.
this is an original first time film.
Very cool. And always good to have, you got a wide array of entertainment at the Sawmill Theaters, from things that are rated R to good old PG for the kids. And, one of the things that I personally kind of like some of these animated kid movies because, oftentimes, what is it, the Pixar? But they seem to, work in a little bit of humor that keeps the adults that are forced to watch entertained. That have the opportunity to sit with their kids and watch.
I think they learned that from the Shrek
Right.
franchise. That really kind of mixed in. I don't know if you'd really call it adult humor, but a little bit of innuendo and stuff.
Flatulence humor once in a while and stuff like that.
That does make it enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah. And Andy, from the standpoint, I'm sure you've not seen it yet, but what do you know about this one so far?
It sounds dumb to me.
Yeah, well, he is a critic after all.
I spent 30 years in Alaska, so anytime they come out with a movie with a Arctic theme, I'm inevitably disappointed.
I've been there, done that.
And
Been there, done that, got the parka.
yeah, the setup on this is an Arctic fox wants to be a sled dog, and foxes have short legs. It's just stupid.
No ride. Tina, is this one that's on your list of things to see this week?
Not right away.
How about Terminator?
Yeah, I'd prefer to see Terminator. I think, I'm a big fan of the original with Linda Hamilton.
Right.
And of course, she did all this body work, so she became,
When I saw
really
her,
muscular, and that just watching her function on screen.
right. When I saw the trailer for this, it's obviously still her. And as we all get more roadmaps painted on our face without, doing so willingly, she has. But I have to say, what she's done with her bod is pretty impressive.
Oh, man, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I think it's very generous of James Cameron to bring back one of his ex-wives in a starring role.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have said, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's iconic. The thing about the first one,
Right,
she's just, she's a central character to that franchise, I think.
right. Now, one of the other movies that I need to talk about, and I know that this is going to open the door for Andy, it's a movie that started last week, I believe, and it's Zombieland Double Tap. And Andy, being the author of the book Gross of Zombies, being our token zombie aficionado, I'm kind of guessing that this is one that you saw.
Yep.
And how many thumbs did you have to give it up?
I gave it 4 brains.
4 brains, all right. And that's more than just a simple lunch in your world. Zombieland Double Tap, zombie slayers, Tallahassee, Columbus, Wichita, and Little Rock square off against the newly evolved undead. Now this is rated R because there's a lot of zombie killing. It's plays at 1:30, 4:30, and 7:30. What do you like most about it, Andy?
The touching love story between.
I'm sorry. Forgive me if I'm having a hard time buying that.
between Columbus and Wichita, and it's just so sweet, and I loved it.
But a good, so a well done movie in your opinion?
This is a great big Hollywood production.
Unlike a lot of other zombie movies.
I've seen a couple of zombie movies that were made for $5,000.
And they would be in contrast to this, I guess.
Yes,
Nice
it
way
would
to
be
say
in
it.
contrast.
But a good movie all
Yeah, no, it's a terrific movie. In the olden days, they used to have teenagers that would write movie reviews. And when Shaun of the Dead came out, this high school girl in Payson wrote a review of it, and she said, "This is not a good zombie movie. This is a good movie with zombies in it."
Oh, well said.
There's no higher praise in my mind than to quote this young woman.
Makes sense to me. 19 minutes past 9 o'clock, another caller on the line. Again, you can, if you have something you'd like to add to, delete from, or insert in between, feel free to give us a ring at 474-2427 like these folks did. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. It is. How you doing this morning? The voice from the islands.
Voice from Waialua. Hi, Ben.
How are things going out at...
If I can just jump in on your line before I head out, and it's fantastic to hear all your voices over the phone. Though I don't know if Hawaii catches your radio station, but
Yeah, our transmitter's not quite that strong.
about ghoulies and zombies and stuff.
Yeah. Well, now,
Cut and Twix, Twix for candy. I closed my gate yesterday, so I kept all the candy.
now there's a smart man. You know, I found the best way to keep the trick-or-treaters from coming to your door. Last year, we just handed out packets of hot sauce. We're not popular anymore. Now, for people that are wondering, what the heck are they doing talking to someone from Hawaii? We mentioned that Robin is here visiting Tina from Hawaii, a good friend, and Robin's husband is calling in from the North Shore, right, of Oahu?
North Shore, Waialua.
Oh, Waialua.
Yeah.
All right, so, and I know that after last week's visit, you and your wife and I all got connected on Facebook, and I've been having a chance to actually put a face with the name and everything, and it looks like you're out there doing quite a bit of surfing, aren't you?
Quite a bit, yeah. I do. I have a team of snow surfers that I train. So I like riding the big ones.
Yeah. So I mean, what's the biggest wave that you've ridden?
Probably about a 40, 45 footer right in our backyard.
You got a lot more guts than I do.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason Ben doesn't come here is there's not enough water.
Yeah, I guess.
We were going to go down to Roosevelt today and just check out the water and say, okay, here's a picture, Ben, maybe next year.
Yeah, I get off the lake at Roosevelt when we have 4-foot waves, and he's talking 40 footers. That's amazing. So, have you been out to see any movies recently?
No, just whenever we get on our cable, our TV. No, we get a lot of good movies. I mean, I don't know, the most recent one I think was Aquaman. I like that. Our local movie. So.
What a surprise.
Oh, the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Game of
I haven't
Thrones,
seen that. I haven't. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Have you heard anything? Any other movies being filmed over there in Hawaii these days that you know of?
Yeah, in fact, I was just working with a crew that's actually part of Hawaii 5-0. Is working with another movie. I think it's with Dwayne Johnson.
No.
Ah.
With that, I guess that sequel,
Oh, Jumanji.
the
Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Fast and Furious, yeah.
He was gonna take them out, one of the girls, the script writer.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What's that other actor's name? Stanton, Jason Stanton.
Stephen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Statham. Yeah, Jason.
Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw, yeah.
So when it comes to these movies, are you getting a little extra work being able to tow people out for this kind of stuff and that kind of thing, or what are you up to?
I just had an interest where they wanted to, the screenwriter came along. She didn't surf. She was just, she's a screenwriter, and she wanted to get hands view of exactly what we do. And was lucky enough, it wasn't that big, but it was big enough for her to see what we do out there. So she's going to be getting together with the stunt coordinator and contact me later this year.
All right, so you're getting ready to head out again this morning and hit the waves, are you?
It's like, thumbs up, he's out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we. Right. 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 Yeah, I mean, that would definitely build up your arms. Well, hey, thanks for calling in again this morning.
Bye,
It's great to hear
Ben.
from you, Ben. And
Aloha, bro, my brother.
Bye, honey.
there she goes. Hi, honey. Hey, aloha. Now you're going to go off and no, we need to have you as you leave. Now we need to hear you singing "Tiny Bubbles." He's already left. Okay.
He's surfing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other well-known Hawaiian tune, but
Yeah, so anybody who wants to look him up, he's Ben Cordero, Cordero.
right.
Yeah, and he's, I've been on his jet ski, and, you know, tried the tow surfing. I can't do that because of my knee, but boy, was that exciting to ride around.
I'm really impressed in talking with him last week to find out, you know, a native of the islands doesn't like poi. It just reaffirms my faith in humanity. And we got another caller real quick we'll take. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and this is Duke Wilbanks on the phone. We were talking the other day when we bumped into each other, and we were reminiscing over the story of Leo the lion. That was the MGN lion, and was being transported cross country, and they ended up crashing down at the Hell's Gate. And the guy, now Duke, you said that the guy that was piloting this plane, after it went down, he was wearing fancy shoes and everything, and actually ended up going down towards Gaisila, was it? Oh, we lost him too. But anyway, I know we were reminiscing, and you wanted to hear a little bit more of it on the air. But the bottom line is, apparently this guy, not necessarily, you know, well suited for all of a sudden. And I don't know if you've been down to Hell's Gate, but I mean that's some rough hiking
That's
down
some
there.
gnarly.
Yeah, gnarly, dude. It's
Gnarly.
like surfing in Hawaii, man. But at any rate, really well, an interesting story we reminisce here on KMOG about routinely. But you know, and the fact that they apparently the lion was rather emaciated from not eating for a number of days, and brought it back in town. People were feeding it chickens and everything to kind of get it back up. They said it was just, Duke said, and his family's been around here since back in those days, and they said it was like a puppy dog.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry,
No.
never thought of an African lion as a puppy dog.
Yeah.
When you throw one of them a bone, it's usually like an arm or a leg or
Yeah.
something. I don't know, it doesn't sound like fun to me, but we got to do a whole show on that, Duke. I hope you're still listening on the radio, and would love to I need to get Duke in here just talking about some of the old Rim Country history, because his dad had some of the most colorful stories about what was really going on behind the scenes in Payson back in the day. And I know Duke knows some of those stories, and we'll see if we can't talk him into sharing a few of them here on the air. Meanwhile, we have to take a quick break here. We're going to come back and let you know what else is playing at the Sawmill Theaters. We're also, what's the provocative question we're asking today, Tina?
We were looking at actresses of the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
All right, your favorite actors from the
Yes.
30s, 40s, or 50s?
And why, and in what movie or movies.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
think that's good.
I like it. So going back to
Bridget
years-
Bardot.
And we won't even ask you
Well,
why.
and Gina Lollobrigida, you brought her up. We love her.
For the same reason.
Sophia Loren.
Raquel Welch.
Yes.
Raquel Welch, who?
Yes.
Well,
Raquel
Well,
Welch.
she was more 60s, but you know who?
Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, yes, Audrey Hepburn. Probably
Oh, yeah.
head, shoulders, and ankles above.
Yeah, all of
Love
those
her.
body parts were
Love her.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
29 minutes past the hour, a quick break, back with more on Rim Country Forum with the Hometown Movie
And
Guys.
Sid
Right after
Charisse.
this.
And Margaret Dumont.
You guys are going to see Terminator this afternoon?
Sid Charisse is there.
Margaret Dumont.
I think that's what they're doing,
From
yeah.
all the Marx Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
She was the series foil.
At least Andy is.
Yeah.
Watching Terminator today?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going. Are you going at 1 o'clock? So am I.
Okay, good.
Protect your family's future.
I didn't know there were 6 of them.
Actually,
I'm gonna have to
Something
get
that we
on
said?
Amazon.
he filmed
and-
the first Jumanji in Hawaii. The second one that's coming out here in about a month, Maine.
In Maine?
Yeah.
I love Maine.
For John.
Yeah, it's quite a contrast topographically and everything else from Hawaii.
And the trailers look pretty tropical.
Movie magic.
And our
Could
neighbors
be.
to the south end.
Just superimpose a palm tree, you're all set.
To Roosevelt Lake, a beautiful high today of 78.
You know, I forgot that we've picked up some new sponsors on the show, and I should have taken a break at 15 after, so this is going to kind of be an epic stop set here, so feel free to take a quick nap if you like, or whatever.
Service Cleaning and Tree Service is back in the room
Oh,
country
goodness.
and offering more than ever before. We offer
Ay, ay,
residential
ay,
and
ay,
commercial
ay.
cleaning.
All right, so we did Zombieland. We talked a little bit about Maleficent. We haven't talked about how well it's been doing or anything like that. And Joker and Adam's Family, I assume, are leaving.
Well, next week.
Yeah.
Actually, we got the 2 new ones, but everything else is gonna be gone by next Friday.
Really?
We gotta dump Maleficent too.
Has that been doing pretty well?
It has, but it's just, it's sometimes 6 theaters is not enough, and sometimes it's too many.
Right.
Actually, there's quite a bit of talk about that one with 4 or 6 theaters. Originally, we were gonna just do 4, and then they changed it to the 6. Is it
Are they
something
all
4 would be
digital
good?
now? Are they all digital now? Digital
Oh, yeah.
projection? How many projectionists do you have to have?
0.
Really?
Everything just, you download it and just program everything, and starts and stops all on its own.
Really?
Yeah, really nice.
Wow.
Good labor cost savings.
Yeah. Yeah. Automation.
I was a 35 millimeter projectionist for a while.
I remember so many times going to the theater and all of a sudden the film would break and you'd be sitting there waiting for a little bit for them to rethread the film again and all that fun stuff.
Those were
Fire
nightmares.
restoration, water damage, and
Yeah,
mold removal,
rain wrap.
sunshine
And
cleaning.
then when that would stop, the film upstairs would just be wrapped around the spool and
Jesse Clark and the
just
Sunshine staff to be on site within 1 hour in
You
the
just,
area for
just
emergency
film,
water extraction. Call them
you
in
run it
an
this way,
emergency
corkscrews.
simply to get that dirty
So you'd have to,
clean.
you run it for a while until it gets too tight, and you have to cut it, unwind it, splice it back together, and continue. Because it would be, I don't know how many feet of film would, hundreds of feet of film would be all,
Right?
it was so
game.
awful.
I remember those days.
Oh.
Yeah, being in the theater.
So is it something we said?
No, she was talking to Ben.
Oh, okay.
I'm so glad you called it. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's neat. I mean, it's not like we get a lot of calls here from Hawaii. That's kind of cool.
That's my direction.
We have had,
Cooling needs. Call Mark
well, I've
at
called in here from some strange places, but we had, there was some other country in Europe. Welcome back to Rim Country Forum. 28 minutes in front of 10 o'clock, 50 degrees right now at the Radio Ranch. Your hometown movie guys with us on Rim Country Forum. Today we're talking about everything that's playing at the Sawmill Theaters. We mentioned Terminator Dark Fate and Arctic Dogs, both new movies that are starting today. And also we had mentioned Zombieland Double Tap, one of Andy's favorite movies of all time. Has
Featuring Emma Stone
Emma
of,
Stone.
yes,
Yes.
Scottsdale Girl.
And is she a brain eater or a brain ET?
She's a survivor.
Ah, okay, good, good. So a brain dieter. Anyway, again, that plays at 1:30, 4:30, and 7:30. Maleficent, we also mentioned that they're doing a special showing for the kids tomorrow at 10 a.m. where kids can get in for just $5. And the money goes to, you said the schools?
Yes, yeah, it's I believe the construction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
teaching them how to do
Yeah,
construction
yeah,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah, I know I read something earlier today, I can't remember all the words for it, but that's a good cause. And you guys are always getting behind different causes. That's really cool.
We try to do stuff like this here and there.
Giving back to the community, gotta love that. As far as box office returns, Andy, how has Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, been doing financially?
Not spectacular. It's got 300 million in, but they had a budget of 185, so.
So it's just about right at black.
Not yet, not
Interesting.
yet, but it'll get there. The first one eventually did, I think, over 700 million. So
Wow.
they're certainly hoping that it'll be profitable. And a movie like this will, they'll show this on TV for the next 50 years
More than likely.
or whatever they have instead of TV.
And again, normally Maleficent, aside from that special showing tomorrow morning at 10 for the kids, it plays at 1, 4, and 7, and the 4 o'clock showing is in 3D.
Yeah,
Now,
and little Elle Fanning is the plays Princess Aurora, and she's very innocent and sweet. It's a nice role for her.
gotta love it. There's 2 other movies that this week will be your last chance to see, and Maleficent is one of those. That is Joker is still playing, and The Addams Family. Joker rated R, The Addams Family rated PG. That's an animated thing. How's the Joker been doing financially, real quick?
Oh, spectacular. This is a huge movie. $872 million on a $25 million budget. This one really caught the imagination of the public.
And everybody's saying that it takes them a couple of days to kind of finish digesting this. It's a pretty deep, dark movie.
It's a horrifying and intimate look at.
Horrifying and intimate sounds like a trip to the in-laws.
Yeah. But it's a very intimate examination of mental illness, and it's just really will rip your guts out.
Wow.
Actually, the highest grossing R-rated film of all time now.
The highest rating,
Yes, yeah.
highest grossing R-rated
R-rated
film.
film, yeah.
Wow.
Passed up Deadpool.
Wow. And Tina, have you seen that one?
I have not, and I will see it, but my feeling is I will see it when it comes to the smaller screen because the impact, I want to moderate the impact.
No, the bottom line is you want a pause button.
Yeah, I want to be able to get up and kind of get away from it if I need to. I want to see it, but
Well, they have
I
restrooms
think,
in the theater there too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I really believe Joaquin Phoenix is amazing.
Wow.
It's just that the impact might be a little bit better diminished for me.
Yeah, and the deep, dark stuff, it can be kind of difficult to swallow sometimes. And hey, we have another caller on the line, so let's take another phone call. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Hi there.
Leo the Lion?
Right.
Well, I grew up here starting in 1947. Leo the Lion, two of my grandpas and my great uncle both went in there, and it even shows some of that on the World Wide Web if people want to look it up. The feller in the truck with Leo the Lion in the cage there, my grandpa Dave Martin.
Wow.
Which shows a picture there of some of the fellers. I used to remember every one of them. I think I got notes of it or something place. But the other one is my other grandpa, Henry Gerald. And then there was a guy, they gave him a nickname. He owned the ranch there at Green Valley that Earnhardt owns today. His name was Green Valley Sam. His name was Sam Hawk. He was one of them there, and I noticed after you guys talked, I just turned it up on the World Wide Web, and it brought that recognition to me. But one other point on that, I patrol power lines to Muleback here for 10 to 15 years for Arizona Public Service line.
Right.
And that cage was there at Bear Flat. It's where they brought that Leo the Lion. He was in Lewis Canyon out there by Hell's Gate.
Oh, okay.
On that horseback. But that cage was right there at Bear Flat 20 years ago.
Well, it was still there.
Somebody wants to learn more about it. There's quite a bit of information on the World Wide Web.
Yeah, I appreciate you pointing that out because, and some of the folks that you're mentioning here, and I think back to some video that I've seen that had to be shot, I'm guessing maybe in the 40s or something like that. But I mean, some of these, the pioneer families here, well, the rough and tough cowboys of today pale in comparison to where these guys are. I mean, actually roping a bear and, and taking it
Remember
alive.
James Pyle roped a cougar.
Yeah, and the mountain lions.
Mountain lions.
I mean, that takes it takes more than I got. Let me put it that way. But I mean, those were some really interesting people, and that had to be. I mean, you must have heard stories then, caller, that of what kind of impact that had on people here in Payson as an African lion was brought into Payson for everybody to see. What I heard was pretty much everything else in town stopped when that happened.
That happened about 20 years before I was born.
So we're
I think that happened.
back in 27. Wow.
And
That's some pretty rugged country back in there too. Well, let me, and I appreciate you pointing it out, but let me also plant a seed with you and just add a little more fertilizer to the seed that I planted with Duke a moment ago. And that is, we'd love to get both of you guys in here, maybe a few others that you would know would have a unique perspective. I think it'd be great to do a show or two just on some of the stories about what life was like here, back in the day and stuff like that. So if you're ever up for that, we'd love to have you in.
that'd be good. Yeah, I was born here in Payson in 47. I'm 72. And I've known Duke my whole life, what a wonderful fella he is. And I knew his granddad and his father personally all my dang life. And I know a lot of this old history if anybody has any interest in it. My name's Samuel Lester.
Oh,
Harold
right.
know me as Lester. A lot of people know me as Sam, just whatever you want to call me in decent language.
Lester, I think that would be absolutely wonderful, and I'm not that young a guy either, so I think we can try to bring memories together with each other. But I invite the opportunity and see what we can do about getting with Duke, and would love to have you in here. And I just think getting some of those stories shared here on the air for especially as many more people as we have living here now than we did just a few decades ago. I think a lot of other folks would find that very entertaining. Thanks for calling in with that, Lester. We appreciate it very much. And Lester Garros, wow, that's really cool. Anyway, now we mentioned the Joker, a huge hit. The other movie, The Addams Family, wanted to just make a quick comment on that. That's an animated Addams Family, an animated version of Charles Addams' series of cartoons about a peculiar, ghoulish family. It's rated PG, plays at 115, 415, and 715. Has this one been doing good, Andy?
Yeah, it's doing fine. It's the Joker and Addams Family are the two profitable movies that we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
This naturally not nearly as profitable as the Joker, but they're happy to do it. There've been a bunch of these Addams Families movies. There've been live action versions of them. There've been cartoon versions of them. There's TV version of them. It's a kind of a perennial favorite. Yeah, exactly. People enjoy it. And they're crazy and they're quirky.
Yes. Sometimes read a song about that. Hey, one of the things, first of all, we got to also let you know about the Saturday Morning Classic movie. They do that on the first Saturday of each month, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But first, we have a caller on the line. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Hey, Ed, how you doing?
Not too bad. Hey, I just appreciate this kind of programming. Some of the things that occur on your programs are just fantastic, especially the history side of it. But I have a pet peeve.
Okay, lay it on us.
Well, being a local station, I think there should be more local broadcasting of the news of the town. Not just in the morning, but later in the day, because a lot of people go to work early in the morning, and 6 or 7 o'clock at night, they'd have an opportunity to hear what's happening. And I noticed that you get another report every half hour in the evenings, but nothing of any value other than that.
Okay, well, and you're going to enjoy what we have coming then, because not only are we going to increase our local news coverage here shortly, but we're also going to be providing kind of a television version of it too, with video and everything that we'll be sharing via the internet. So get ready very soon for an increased news presence, as well as a chance to not only hear it here on the radio, but to see the news on the internet. And I think you're going to like what we've got coming your way, Ed. And I appreciate your input this morning. We appreciate you giving us a call. And the other thing that we got to do is we got to appreciate our sponsors. It's time for another break. We'll be back with more on Rim Country Forum.
There's another book coming out too. The printers over there doing it, Murders on the Rim. It's about some of these murders that happened up here in the late 1800s.
When's that supposed to be out?
Yeah,
Let's talk about that on here.
I think they kind of got it together now. Well, I don't know if I should or not.
Oh,
Very good.
yeah.
Welcome back. Boy, we're heading in a lot of different directions this morning and having fun doing it. One of the things that we want to make sure we take time to mention here real quick before I get too sidetracked is that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. there's something else special going on at the Sawmill Theaters, and that's their Saturday morning classic movie that they do the first Saturday of every month. And this month, the Saturday classic movie is The African Queen. In Africa during World War I, a gin-swilling riverboat captain, my kind of guy, by the way, is persuaded by a straight-laced missionary to use his boat to attack an enemy warship. And I think that's one of the things that's so cool about the classic movie Saturdays. You get these iconic movies that, yeah, you can rent it and see it on your TV or, download it or whatever, but to see it on the big screen with the great sound systems that you have and everything, I mean, it's just nothing like seeing, a 12-foot tall Humphrey Bogart.
Yes. No, this is
The gin-swilling 12-foot tall.
This is pretty iconic too.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great old film.
Yeah, and it was made in 1951.
Right.
And Katharine Hepburn, I mean, she by the way, holds, I think, still the record for 4 Oscars for Best Actress.
From this movie?
Overall. From her career.
Right.
But she's just so stunning to watch on the big screen. Both her physical presence and her voice. Her voice is just wonderful.
It's very iconic, or very,
It is.
I don't know, very, what's the word?
Well,
Nobody else has a voice quite like that.
She was raised as a sort of Brahmin in Connecticut. She came from a wealthy family, very upper class, went to Bryn Mawr University, and she's just amazing.
Now, was she the the aunt of Audrey Hepburn?
No, no relation.
No relation at all?
No, Audrey Hepburn was actually raised in England and was there during the war. She was noted that, she about starved when she was in England,
right,
because it was such a,
it's a bad time.
It was under attack, and so no relation.
Wow, didn't know that.
But
Okay.
both wonderful.
Well, anyway, there's one other thing we've got to make sure we plug real quick, and that's Despicable Me. The kids' movies are back on Wednesdays. The elementary school kids get out early on Wednesdays, and as a result, again, the Sawmill Theater always doing a lot of things to give back to the community. They have kids' movies on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. For just $5, the kids can get in, watch the movie, get a small drink and a small popcorn, and this next week it's going to be Despicable Me, and promises to be a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah, we just got a few more of those, and I think 3 more this year, and then we're going to shut down for the holidays and Christmas and everything, then we'll pick it back up in January.
Very cool, all right.
And Randy, you're often talking about the movies that are aimed at children but are enjoyable for adults.
Right.
Well, the Despicable Me movies are exactly in that category.
There's a whole bunch of one-liners in there. I've seen this.
They're just wonderful, wonderful fun. And more good news for you. I know that you're a big fan of one of the most popular children's movies of all time, Frozen.
That's
Frozen. I know that you've seen it.
Will you let it go?
Does
Let
it?
it go. Let it go.
But
You know
Frozen,
what you can actually quote from movies.
It doesn't happen often. Kids' movies I can do.
Frozen 2 will be out pretty soon. When's that coming out?
November 22nd.
Oh, just later this month. Wow.
Yeah, just a few weeks off. Yeah. Actually,
so
it would be like 3 weeks from today.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my grandkids who enabled me to actually quote from movies. Because without them, I probably wouldn't be able to do that either.
That first one was huge. I think $1.7 billion worldwide.
Wow, over $1 billion for an animated kids.
Almost $2 billion. Yes, yeah. This is
wow.
This is as big as they get.
That's excellent. Well, now, we're running low on time. We want to get to our question, and that is your favorite Hollywood actresses from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And of course, anytime we have a question like this, Michelle in the back office here is always quick to come in and hand me a note. A few actually of her favorites. Katharine Hepburn in Holiday. Betty Davis in All About Eve. Vivian Leigh in Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
That's a good one. Barbara Stanwyck, A Woman of Backbone and Bite. Oh, sorry, that was from a TV show. But she liked Barbara Stanwyck in Stella Dallas.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yes, it's a great movie.
How about Joan Crawford and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
Well, Joan Crawford, you know, as she got older, she did not age well. But in her younger years, she was a heck of a hoofer. She was a dancer.
Hoofer?
Yeah.
Oh, dancer. Okay. So when I think of hoofers, I'm thinking of a whole different. I'm thinking
horses.
Or cow tipping, or yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Joan Crawford was iconic.
Okay.
We're overusing that word, but there you are.
Okay. You know, what's the Rock's real name?
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson, right?
Yeah.
And he's so well known for the one eyebrow going up.
Yes.
I just got that look from Andy when he talked about cow tipping. That's really good. You got a future in movies. How about Greta Garbo in Cinema Paradiso, or Paradisco,
Yes.
something like that?
Yes. And Mrs. Miniver, she was also in that, I believe.
Rita Hayworth in Gilda.
Ah, the beautiful, doomed, sad Rita Hayworth.
And how about Mae West, I'm No Angel?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you come and see me sometime?
Is that a pickle in your pocket? Or
Yeah.
just see me.
Can you get away with that today? I mean, and that was back in, that was but I mean that was back in what the
oh yeah, the
30s or
censors were
40s?
all over her, but she was so
sideways.
They were. Oh my goodness.
She was just hysterical.
Yes.
One of my favorite lines is, you know, honey, there's only two kinds of men that I actually enjoy. That's the imported and the domestic.
She had quite high standards. It's kind of like the female version of W.C. Fields.
Oh yeah.
And to see those two together would just crack you right up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you think of humor today, so much blue humor. Those guys, I think, are way funnier because they were so creative, and the dialogue was just sparkling.
Yeah, sparkling. I like that. Hey, caller on the line. That's 6.5 minutes in front of the hour. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Hey, Terry, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Lauren McCall.
Lauren?
Oh,
Lauren
still
McCall.
my heart.
Now,
yes.
she did multiple movies with Bogey?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
They were an item.
Yeah, they were an item, and they were very happily married, even though he was much older than she was.
Were they married?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were.
Oh, they were an official item then.
Yes, they were.
Who knew?
And yeah, when they got hooked up, she was just a pup, and
She was like 19.
Yeah, something like
And he was an old dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I think he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A shame on him, but good for him. I don't know what to root for.
They were a great couple.
That was Key Largo, the song, Key Largo. They're singing about that.
Oh, that's right, that's right, that's right. Yes. And caller, any others in particular that come to mind? Yeah.
What's the one, Joan Crawford, where she plays the restaurant owner, and she's got the troubled, kind of delinquent daughter, and I'm sorry, the title totally slips my mind.
Yeah, and I'm drawing a blank. I don't know why I'm thinking Lana Turner, but maybe not.
Wow.
Huh. That actually happened in real life. That Lana Turner's daughter killed her mother's lover.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, the Postman
Yes. Oh my gosh. Remade with Jack Nicholson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Killer relationship.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. That was interesting. And if you have a favorite actress from the 30s, 40s, or 50s, give us a ring at 474-2427 and tell us who and why. Andy?
And boy, that Lauren Bacall in it's To Have and To Have Not, I think, the first movie they made together.
I think so, yes, with Bogey.
Where she says, you know how to whistle, don't you?
Oh,
yes. My God, I mean, she's like 19, I think, and just gorgeous. And,
Femme Fatale.
yeah, boy, that's a terrific, terrific movie.
Yeah.
And I think Walter Brennan as well.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Deirdre
Yep.
Pepina? Oh,
Yep.
sorry, that was a little earlier.
Did you ever get bit by a dead bee?
I gotta think about that for a second. And while I'm thinking about that, let's take another call. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Well, hey there. How you doing?
I can walk as far as my front yard so far.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Doris
she
Day.
was fabulous.
And you know, she has a pretty interesting history in that she intentionally just stepped out of the limelight and chose to stay that way and didn't really want to, you know, she enjoys her anonymity basically, as
Well,
such as it is.
she's passed on.
Yeah,
Very-
just
very
not
recently.
too long ago,
She
yeah.
lived quite a long life. She did. She was very big on animal rescue and wonderful woman.
And when asked why she stepped away from movies, she said, que sera, sera. Sorry about that. Hey, thanks for the call. 3 minutes in front of 10 o'clock
We
right
should
now.
mention Margaret Dumont, who was the serious the grande dame dowager in all the Marx Brothers movies, or many of them. She was the
okay.
one that Groucho always played off of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
The one I liked was the one in Rio Bravo. I can't think of her name.
The gal in Rio Bravo. Well, that's a,
Look it up.
Well, not Rio Bravo, Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, be still my heart.
And she started in the 50s, right?
She was in All About Eve. She had a little cameo part, and honestly, even though she was very, you know, was almost nothing, it was like lights were shining on her,
Right.
and people went, "Who is that?"
Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot.
So,
And speaking of Some Liking It Hot, Jane Russell.
yeah.
And of course, Howard Hughes kind of focused on that, I guess you could say.
Angie Dickinson, that's who it was.
Angie Dickinson, that's
yeah,
another name.
yeah,
And she was real big in on television back in the 60s even. And I think even into the 70s with some, golly, there was some policewoman type movie.
I believe so. And you know,
Show,
we
right.
need to really acknowledge all of these actresses who were wonderful on the screen as actresses, but many of them were fabulous dancers.
Mhm.
Sid Charisse, Rita Hayworth, you know, all of these wonderful main actresses, but boy, could they dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starting with Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly. Ginger Rogers, you know, she did everything Fred Astaire did, except she did it backwards and in heels. Yeah.
I gotta think about that.
When they dance together, you think about it, you can see that happen.
I've always thought more highly of Ginger than Mary Ann, but that's a different thing. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So, nonetheless, you can always find out what's going on at the Sawmill Theaters by just going online to sawmilltheaters.com. You can also give them a call anytime to find out what's playing and when it's playing by calling 928-595-0876. And again, hats off to the Sawmill Theaters, always doing good things for the community and all that kind of good stuff. And hats off to you for tuning in and listening this morning. We appreciate it. We appreciate our sponsors that make it all possible, too. The fine folks at Banner Payson Medical Center, George Henry Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, At Your Service Cleaning and Tree Service, the Dana Law Group, Anytime Fitness, Hospitality Wireless, Sunshine Cleaning and Restoration, and Holiday Cruises and Tours. You're